What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Dragon, and today I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. Right, for those who don't know, I am an RE fan. I am an OG RE fan. You know, the notes, the archives, the whole shebang. Yeah, I'm that type of guy. Right, and for years there's been a debate about Chris and Leon, right? Big boy, legendary superhero Chris Redfield, and the heartthrob, popular demand Leon S. Kennedy. There have been so many debates about who's the strongest out of the two, who would beat within the two within a fight, who's the best protagonist. So many, right? And usually I don't do this. I don't like to compare or contrast them or versus them in any kind. Because let's be real, Leon and Chris is not going to fight each other on any type of situation. Besides that one time in RE6 where, they didn't know each other was each other. But today what I'm going to be doing is basically breaking down both of their occupations. Chris in the BSAA and Leon with the government operative. And basically breaking down their jobs and what they do and who has the most impact in the whole RE franchise series. Who has the most impact and what do their job entitles to doing throughout the whole RE series. And so today we're going to start with Leon S. Kennedy. Now, shortly after Claire, Leon, and little Sherry escape from Umbrella's underground facility called Nest, Leon and Claire goes their separate ways. Now, Leon and Sherry Birkin, continued on their path, but not without getting stopped by the military forces stationed just outside the city. Sherry was taken into federal custody and Leon was taken in for questioning. Now, feeling though that Sherry and Leon is nothing but a liability and they know too much, that they should be dealt with. But on the other hand, the government intelligence officer Alan Binford had a change of heart, realizing Leon was not just a survivor, but he showed impeccable skill and timing and all the right stuff to become an asset to their team. So forced with an impossible decision, either forfeit Leon and Sherry's little lives, or Leon joins the group. So obviously, Leon joins the US government new covert task force, answered directly under the president, in erasing Umbrella and any future terrorism disaster. And this was the start of Leon's long occupation of dealing with BOWs and tasked with taking down Umbrella networks and any other terror threat that caused any problems for the US nation. And because of this, Leon's job has taken him across the world, such as Spain in the rescue of Ashley Graham, the president's daughter, which leads Leon to stumble across the Los Illuminados. I think I'm saying that correctly. Los Illuminados, whatever. Y'all know what it is. A cult using a parasite as a brainwashing weapon to a village to worship their cult leader, Osmond Saddler, as their god, I guess. I think that's what it was. Oh, and that's also Resident Evil 4. Also, Leon and Krauser, Leon's former instructor turned bad guy, which is also on RE4. If you know, you know. Oh, look, there he is right there. Was also tasked to head to South America to investigate Javier Hidalgo. I think I'm saying that right. I'm bad with names. Anyway, a former Umbrella researcher who was making a name for himself, catching the eye of the United States government officials about certain remnants that resembles Raccoon City. So Leon and Krauser investigates, in only RE fashion you possibly can. Catch the bad guy turns into a monster, they blows up, explosion comes after, etc. And Leon has been on multiple other missions fighting BOWs for the betterment of the United States nation. Now, it's time to get to the legendary hero, as we know, the big bad Chris Redfield. Now, Chris is known to be one of the founders of the BSAA, called the Original 11, amongst other, stars members and other members of his team, which is also called the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance. Whew, what a name for. Which was created in 2004, right after the Umbrella fall. This is when Chris came to the realization that the name Umbrella might be gone, but partners and shareholders, employees, etc. still roams free, which would give them plenty of opportunities to sell their research and strains and other stuff like that to the highest bidder. And lo and behold, he was right. Old Umbrella executives started selling their researches on the black market, spreading chaos everywhere. And soon enough, BOWs started showing up, popping up all across the world, causing global panic. And because of this, the BSAA was a go. And the BSAA whole existence was to not only clean up Umbrella's residuals impact, like old link organizations and old employed camps and locations, but to also stop any new upcoming secret organizations impacted by the Umbrella's researches and strains. Tasked with destroying not only the BOWs themselves, but also their holders as well. The BSAA were stationed across the world, such as the American branch, the African branch, which also leads us to Resident Evil 5, where we see Chris and his new partner Shava Alomar, damn she fine, tasked with investigating the last stomping grounds where Umbrella research was taking place. Which, to their surprise, they realized that not only there's a new virus has been unleashed on Africa called the Manjani. I'm gonna say Manjani. Majani. I'm horrible with names, guys. Y'all know that by now. A new reformed Las Plagas, basically, an updated strain. That Wesker, one of Chris's old captain, who was basically Neo from the goddamn Matrix. I mean, just look at this man, who also is responsible for the strain called Ouroboros, and plan to spread it across the world to enhance human evolution, or some shit like that. Or we can talk about Resident Evil Revelations, a bioterrorism group known as Valtro, who was involved in a whole city apocalypse known as the Terra Grigia incident. And Valtro's plan was to spread a new virus called the T-Abyss virus. Oh, these damn viruses, man. Which they plan to spread across the sea. For what reason? I don't know. But there are BSAA branches across the entire globe, tasked with taking down all organizations creating or selling BOWs, essentially. So, with that being said, now it's time for my conclusion. Okay, so both characters' jobs are remotely the same, right? Seek and destroy any and every BOWs and their secret organizations, right? But there's one key difference between the two. Now, Leon's job is to protect the United States and the U.S. shared nations, or more so, the United States connections, right? So which means if the situation doesn't evolve the United States, then it doesn't evolve Leon. Leon gets sent out on missions that the president deems dangerous, but at the end of the day, it's all for the betterment of the United States. Now, whereas for Chris Redfield over here, his job is stationed across the world. Chris' job is based on seeking and destroying any and every BOW and the companies who make them across the globe. So what I'm trying to say is you have one person who fights for the protection of a country, right? A nation. And you have the other who protects all nations across the world. So to me, I'll have to go with my boy, Chris Redfield. The person who has the most impact in this series is Chris Redfield. But that's my opinion. And I would love to hear you guys' opinion as well. Do you agree with me or do you disagree? Please comment on the video. I would like to know. And if you guys like these type of videos, just let me know. I'll do more. If I want to do versus videos or who's the strongest, and not just out of Chris and Leon, but other protagonists as well, I would gladly do that. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and see you around.